All right. I mean, obviously, game went just how we said it was going to go all week. I mean, it was going to be tight, close at best. They got Holly playing quarterback, who's a great player. Obviously, played incredibly hard for them. They're much improved on offense. I thought our defense really played a really good game. They played really hard the whole game, up against a lot of quarterback runs, which is really really challenging. They obviously kept us in it for the first half, even when it was 7-0. We're right in the game, and then kept us in it. Really to the end, and then made the play to finish it off, which was nice. Got a huge sack in a 2-minute situation, get the huge pick. Obviously offensively, Gus is playing on 3 days of practice. Not something that you want to do, not something that you would really ask many kids to do. I even had his dad in here on Monday just because I felt I got kids. I love Gus. I know he's never going to say no because he's one of the ultimate competitor kids. Anybody that followed him at Moeller knows what Gus Ragland is. So Gus is 6 months off, gets cleared on Monday, and I'm ready to go. So not really, not ideal. But obviously with our quarterback situation, we felt like it by far gave us the best chance of winning. And then we didn't really even necessarily call a game conducive to him. I mean, there's a lot of things we would do with Gus if we had a month of practice time with Gus. There's a lot of stuff he can do that we're just, we weren't going to we weren't going to run him like they ran Holly today, although we probably ran him more than I thought we would. But a great effort by him. And again, obviously, he wasn't perfect and he was rusty and had a fumble, but competed. Run game, they obviously, whether it was going to be Noah, they didn't know Gus was playing, but they had a plan. They were down there, had everybody in there. They were starting the front. They were going to take away the run and make whoever was playing quarterback beat us. Obviously, the win was a factor in 2 quarters, and we struggled to run the ball. We tried. We got a little bit going in the second half, but we struggled to run it, and then we made enough plays in the air. Obviously, 262 yards for them, 260 for us. But we made plays down the stretch, all right, and that was the key. You're down 14-3. We go on a nice drive. We get a defensive safety, and then we get the ball back. It was disappointing, that we didn't get the first down in the 1. We felt like we were in great field position to we hit a 3rd and 15. We get 14.5. So that was disappointing, but then our defense gets another stop, and then we get. I think we got 1 first down on the first one, and then obviously Gus makes a play. They're blitzing 6-on-5. He knew we weren't protected. We got 5 guys out, and they got a guy run through the A gap, and it's about having some poise. Gus had some poise and confidence, and Kenny runs a great route, and Gus is bailing, throws and puts it on Kenny, and then Kenny turns the corner, and then James Gardy gets a great block, and kind of just how we scripted it. Just grind it out, keep playing, make one more play than Kent. They would have been 2-1 right in the middle of the conference race. They're much improved. Coach has done a great job. They've been really good on defense. They're good on defense again, and offensively they're much better than they've been, and they'll be in. I'd say in the games on our half of the league, they'll be in every game this year, and they're going to win some more games. So they're much. I felt like us and them are really improved. We're kind of improving together, and I think we'll both be in a lot of dogfights for the rest of the year.
I believe it was the last time you punted. There was a long pass. It looked like a first down. Upon further review, came up about a half yard short.
We haven't been real good on the upon further reviews this year. We're due for a couple of them too to go our way because we haven't had many of them go our way.
How tempted were you to go for the first down at that point in time? I believe there's a little over 6 minutes left, and
There's like 5:42, I think.
something.
Yeah, very tempted. A tough call. We're on the 29.5. Obviously, if you don't get it there, ball game over, because they're putting more points probably on the board. I just felt the way our defense was playing. The last series, Holly had got hit pretty hard, and our defensive guys kind of thought he might not be coming back, which he didn't. They weren't sure. They just said, hey, Holly's down, and then the series was over, but he got hit when he scrambled out of bounds on the sidelines. They're like, he doesn't, they were like, so that was like, if Holly's not back, they're going to either put in one of their other quarterbacks who hasn't played all day, or they're going to put another running back. The first drive, they put another running back. We weren't sure. I felt like, if Holly's not back, we've been playing good defense. As much as I wanted to go for it, the prudent thing to do, and me was, I'm very by the book numbers guy. The cybermetrics in me, like, the smart play is to punt it. Your defense is playing good. If Holly's out, you're probably going to get a stop, and we only needed 3. So even though we're going to have to go a little bit of yards, we just need the field goal. Dowd's been kicking great, So I just felt like that gave us the best chance to win. But yeah, I would say it was a very tough call, and I don't know if there was a right or wrong call. I'm glad I punted it in retrospect. They get a first down and run out the clock, then you're not glad you punted it, but.
Coach, how impressed, first of all, how surprised were you that Ragland was ready that quickly with an injury of that nature, and how impressed were you with his improvement from the first half to the second half in the passing game? He looked almost like a different quarterback.
Yeah, and again, just as the game was going on, obviously he was getting more comfortable, which I figured he had plenty of rust. We knew he was ready. For 3 weeks, he was ready probably a month ago to play but it wasn't time. There's a certain amount of time that take injuries to heal. So there's no way they were going to clear him a month ago. But he did the test about a month ago, so he's been doing a ton of stuff in practice, okay? But he hasn't taken any team reps. There's a big difference when you play in the game. But he's been doing individuals, been running and cutting. So we knew physically he was going to be ready to go with a bunch of rust, but just mentally how he handled himself. And they did a lot of stuff, and they do a lot of stuff, and they had a lead so they could play some third down defense and throw some different looks at him. But he's just a competitive kid. Again, he's the first kid I ever recruited here. I got here on Friday. We basically got him committed on Sunday, and everybody was talking about Gus Ragland. He had no offers or no Division I offers, and everybody's telling me that I know in Cincinnati that's the guy, all the competitors. And I watched his tape, and we got him over right away because we were going dead on Sunday. And we got him and his dad over, and I remember his dad's like, "Do you think he can play quarterback in Division I? Because no one else does." I said, "Well, honestly," and Dan's a longtime coach, so he gets it. I said, "Honestly, I don't know. I've just got here. I watch enough tape to know, but I've heard enough people that I respect, the head coach at Elder, the head coach at St. X, the head coach at Coleraine, the head coach at Moeller, the head coach at just about everybody that played him told me, like, you know, at some places that they don't really like Moeller, said the kid is the real." So I had just decided and I told him and his dad, I said, "I want everybody to know what our football team's going to look like when we get this thing right." And we're still getting it right. But I want our team to look like Gus Ragland. Whether he's a quarterback, I said, whether he's a safety, whether he's a running back, whether he never plays it down, I want our team to look like Gus Ragland. That's what I want Miami football to become again. Guys that are just competitive and would do anything for their teammates and do anything for anybody and would put the team ahead of themselves 7 days a week. And that's Gus. And it's funny how things work out, you know. First time I really coached him because freshman year he redshirted. Last year I was on defense when he was kind of mixing in the three-man mix. So it was really my first week of practice around him, and I was kind of thinking, I didn't say it because he had enough on his plate, but I've been looking a long time to coach him up close, and it was fun. And obviously he's hung in there, he competes, and he made us plays to find a way to win, and he led us. And obviously with 6 months of rust, he played a heck of a football game. Kyle Kramer did a heck of a job too. Kyle Kramer came in and really put one on the two, flipped the field, bang one into the wind late. The field position we had late, a lot to do with Kyle Kramer banging one into the wind. Fair catch was huge. So for his first action, he did a really nice job.
I guess the results kind of speak for themselves, but how concerned were you about playing that kind of an offense when you so many options and stuff like that, when you don't really see that that much?
It's just difficult. It just is. It's like option football, and with the jet the one way, and then sometimes jet, give it to the back. Sometimes give it to the jet. Sometimes jet, fake it to the back, and the quarterback go back the other way. Sometimes it was follow the back. So it was our defensive staff and our defensive players were very, very stressed, and they were not out of position a ton. Even on their scoring drives, we got beat on a play action. I got the tailback down the middle, kind of not the same play, but a very similar play. We hit zone. We did the same thing to each other. But the other drive, we missed some tackles. Like, we had guys in position, and 34 made a really nice run, and Holly made a nice run. So defense staff was stressed, and the defense was stressed on every down, but they handled it very well, and they needed to. They knew how they had to play for us to have a chance today.
Did you surprise yourself? I mean, with an injury of that nature, surprise yourself being back this soon?
A little bit. I remember when I got the injury, it was always a goal from day one to get back in October, and just want to thank the guys, the therapists, the trainers, Coach Martin, all the coaches have been extremely supportive and in the road back, and it was a reality the whole road back. So I just took it day by day and put myself in a position to get cleared. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's kind of cool to look back and say it happened, but got to thank those guys for making it possible for sure.
How much of the nerves did you have right before the game, and did you feel as the game went on either more settled or maybe things were improving a little bit for you, especially maybe as the passing as you went along?
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely a little nervous going in there. Had great support from the teammates, though. They were talking me up all night, keeping me loose. At the end of the day, I felt like I had nothing to lose. The hard part was really coming back and going through all the rehab. So once I cleared all that, I felt pretty good about going in and playing. And I had been in pads and a helmet for a couple months doing everything, so I felt really confident going into the game for sure.
So how satisfying is it that you not only come back, make your first career start, but do all that in Miami's first win of the season? I mean, you got to be feeling pretty
Yeah,
lightheaded right now almost.
No, I feel pretty good right now. It's very exciting. Obviously Miami's had a great tradition here. And we just want to be the guys that kind of turn it around and get it back to that. So anytime you get a win under any circumstances, it's going to feel great. But yeah, today's felt especially good.
What was going through your head when they punted back to you? You probably knew would be your potentially your last possession. So what did it feel before that? And then what was the feeling? What's it look like when Kenny's heading down the sideline?
It was awesome. When I knew we were getting the ball back, you could just feel it in the huddle. You can just feel it coming, and we were really confident. We just went out there and we knew something good was going to happen. Like we all had a plan for the game, and obviously throwing the ball to Kenny and taking a pretty good hit and looking up and seeing him outrun everyone down the sideline was an awesome feeling. So. Really a storybook ending for the first game back, but we got to keep it rolling and come to work tomorrow. So very excited moving forward, though.
Junior, overall, the defense, I mean, 2 picks, a couple big sacks, keeping Holly pretty well contained considering what he had been doing. You guys have to be feeling pretty good about yourselves right now.
Yeah, we did a great job this week in practice. Our coaches, our staff, they make sure that they, put us through everything that we're going to see out there. And, everything that we worked over in practice, we came out there, it was the same thing. And we knew Ford was their guy. He was the man. Contain him, and, good things happen.
By and large, I guess you could say that the one good drive, or I don't know if I call it a drive, the good possession that they had was when they hit the big 48-yard pass and then a 21-yarder on that. Was there anything on that blip on the radar, and how did you guys feel after that as far as, getting it back?
Well, the big yard pass, like I said, everything that they've done, we worked over. Everything that they even got, it was us that gave it up. The big pass, we took our eyes off our guy, and the big run, it was just missed tackles. So we had them contained. We had them exactly what we wanted. It was just us, just a lack of execution. But we was able to contain them, and like I said, good things happen.